Welcome to English Box, Easy English with Julia and Tom. This podcast helps you make English part of your daily life through small, real conversations. I'm Julia, and I'm really happy you're listening today.
And I'm Tom. Thanks for joining us. Today's topic is something we all experience, sometimes love, sometimes complain about, and sometimes blame for our bad mood.
That's right, seasons. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. Basically the reason you say, I feel amazing today, or why is it this hot?
Exactly. Seasons decide what we wear, what we eat, and whether we want to go outside or stay inside with snacks.
And they give us the easiest topic for small talk. You don't know what to say? Just talk about the weather. It always works.
In today's episode, we'll help you talk about seasons in simple, natural English, what they're like, what people usually do, and how they make us feel.
We'll also help you describe your favorite season, complain politely about the weather, and sound more confident when talking about everyday life.
Don't worry, we'll start easy and slowly move toward more expressive English without making your brain hurt.
We'll speak slowly and clearly so you can listen comfortably, whether you're walking, relaxing, or checking the weather app again.
You can just listen or speak along with us. And if you don't understand everything, that's totally okay.
Your English is still improving quietly in the background, like magic, but with more effort.
Our goal is simple: help you feel more confident talking about everyday topics. Because when the topic feels familiar, English feels easier.
Before we start, if you enjoy learning English through calm, natural conversations like this, please like this episode and subscribe to the channel.
All right, get comfortable, take a deep breath,
and let's talk about seasons, weather, and why we always complain about them anyway. Hey Tom, how are you today?
I'm good, but I woke up a bit later than usual. It suddenly got so cold this morning, and my bed felt too comfortable.
Same here. I just wanted to stay under the warm blanket and sleep a little longer.
Honestly, that's the best part of cold weather. The blanket feels like it's hugging you.
Exactly. Getting out of bed becomes a real mental challenge.
And leaving the house? That's a whole different battle.
Your favorite seasons. Tom, what seasons do you have in your country?
We have 4 main seasons: spring, summer, autumn or fall, depending on where you're from, and winter. The weather changes quite a lot throughout the year, which keeps things interesting and sometimes annoying.
True. In spring, the weather usually becomes warmer and there's often more rain, but it feels fresh and new.
Exactly. People often say spring feels hopeful because everything starts growing again. That's a good example of using the present simple to talk about general facts.
So, Tom, which season do you like the most?
I'd say autumn. The weather is cool, not too hot or cold, and the air feels comfortable. I like it because I can go outside without sweating or freezing.
That sounds very practical. I personally love summer because I enjoy long days and bright sunlight. I know it can be hot and sometimes dry, but it gives me more energy.
That's interesting. So you like summer, but you accept the heat. That contrast is very natural in spoken English.
Now let's be honest, which season do you like the least?
Probably winter. It's often too cold and the days feel short. I stay inside more, so I sometimes feel less active.
I agree. In winter, the weather changes quickly. One day it's dry, the next day it's rainy or even freezing.
Yeah, winter can be unpredictable. You leave the house thinking it's fine, and suddenly you're freezing 5 minutes later.
Exactly. In contrast, autumn feels much easier to manage. In autumn, you can usually dress comfortably and enjoy being outside without checking the weather app every 10 minutes.
That's why I like it. The days feel calm, and the temperature is just right.
I can see that. For me, summer still wins, especially in the evenings when it's warm but not too hot.
Those evenings are nice. People stay outside longer, and everything feels more relaxed.
Yes, but once it gets extremely hot, I change my mind very quickly.
Same here. When it's too hot or too cold, we suddenly start dreaming about the perfect season.
Which probably lasts about 2 weeks before the weather changes again.
Exactly. And then we adjust, complain a little, and move on.
That's just how we experience the seasons, always changing, always giving us something to talk about.
And something to blame when we feel tired or late.
Daily life and habits. Let's talk about how seasons affect our everyday life. Tom, does your daily routine change much from one season to another?
Yeah, it definitely does. In winter, I usually wake up a little later and move more slowly in the mornings. It's darker, so everything feels less rushed, even if I'm actually late.
I know that feeling. During summer, my routine is almost the opposite. I often wake up earlier because the light comes in so early, and I feel more motivated to get things done.
That makes sense. What about clothes? What do you tend to wear in different seasons?
In spring and autumn, I usually wear light jackets and comfortable shoes. The weather changes quickly, so I try to be prepared.
Same here. In winter, I wear layers. Sweaters, coats, scarves, basically anything that helps me stay warm.
And in summer, I keep it simple. Light clothes, breathable fabrics, and nothing too heavy.
Do you feel like the season affects your mood or energy level?
Definitely. During winter, my energy is lower, and I feel more relaxed, but also a bit slower.
I agree. In summer, I tend to feel more active and social, even if I get tired more easily in the heat.
It's funny how light and temperature can change how we feel without us really noticing.
What about food? Do your eating habits change with the seasons?
Oh, absolutely. In winter, I love comfort food, warm soups, stews, and hot drinks.
Same. Hot tea or coffee becomes part of my daily routine.
During summer, I prefer lighter meals, fresh fruit, and cold drinks.
So basically, we dress, eat, and live differently, all depending on the season.
Exactly. The season quietly shapes our habits, even when we don't think about it. Activities and free time. Let's talk about what people actually do in different seasons. Tom, what activities do people usually enjoy in summer where you live?
People usually spend more time outside. Outdoor activities like walking, cycling, and meeting friends in the evening are very popular. Summer is definitely better for being outdoors.
I agree. Summer feels more social. In contrast, in winter, people tend to stay inside more.
Exactly. Winter is more enjoyable for quiet activities. Reading, watching movies, or just relaxing at home.
And honestly, winter evenings can feel cozy, especially when it's cold outside.
What about travel? Do you think there's a season that's best for traveling?
I think spring and autumn are often the best time to travel. The weather is comfortable and it's usually less crowded.
Right, that's often called the off-season, when travel feels calmer and prices are lower.
Summer, on the other hand, is often peak season. Everything is busier. Airports, hotels, even small cafes.
How does seasons affect outdoor activities in your country?
A lot. During summer, people go outside early in the morning or later in the evening to avoid the heat.
And in winter, outdoor plans depend heavily on the weather. One cold or rainy day can change everything.
Exactly. That's why people become very flexible with plans in winter.
Do you personally prefer staying indoors or outdoors in certain seasons?
I definitely prefer being outdoors in spring and autumn. The weather is mild and everything feels balanced.
Same here. Those seasons feel like the perfect middle ground. Not too hot, not too cold.
Maybe that's why so many people say they're the most comfortable seasons.
Or the easiest seasons to enjoy without trying too hard.
Culture, memories, and feelings.
All right, Julia, let me put you on the spot. Are there any festivals or holidays in your country that are connected to the seasons?
Definitely. Some holidays feel very festive, especially when they match the weather.
Festive is a good word.
Yeah, festive means full of celebration, color, and happy energy. For example, the city feels festive during the holidays.
Nice. Now, do certain seasons bring back childhood memories for you?
Oh, yes. Autumn always makes me feel nostalgic.
That's a word people hear a lot but don't always use. How do you explain it?
Nostalgic, spelled Nostalgic, means having warm, slightly emotional feelings about the past.
So it's not sad but not totally happy either.
Exactly. For example, this song makes me feel nostalgic about my childhood.
Got it. Autumn does that to people. When you think about seasons, do you feel they influence people's emotions or behavior?
I think so. During winter, people often slow down and become quieter. In summer, people tend to be more social and active.
It's like the season changes the mood of the whole city.
Yes, the atmosphere feels different.
Atmosphere is another useful word.
Right. Atmosphere means the feeling of a place, not the weather itself, but how it feels emotionally.
Is there one season that feels especially meaningful to you?
I'd say spring. Meaningful means something feels important or emotionally valuable, not just nice.
Like it matters on a deeper level.
Exactly. Spring reminds me of new beginnings. Even as an adult, it still gives me hope.
So seasons don't just change the weather, they quietly shape how we feel.
And sometimes explain our mood better than we can.
I'm not grumpy, it's just winter.
Change, climate, and reflection.
Julia, let's talk about change for a moment. Have you noticed any changes in the seasons over the years?
Yes, I have. The seasons feel more unpredictable now. Winters don't feel as cold as they used to, and summers seem longer and hotter.
Unpredictable is a good word.
Yeah, unpredictable means you can't easily guess what will happen next. The weather doesn't follow the old patterns anymore.
In your view, do you think climate change is affecting the seasons?
I believe it is. Climate change refers to long-term changes in weather patterns, not just one hot summer or one cold winter.
Right. It's more about trends over time.
Exactly. For example, extreme weather events seem more common now, and seasons don't feel as stable as before.
How do these seasonal changes affect work, study, or productivity?
Quite a lot, actually. Productivity means how much work you can do effectively.
So how does the season influence that?
In my experience, I'm more productive in spring and autumn. The weather is comfortable and I can focus better.
I agree. In extreme heat or cold, it's harder to concentrate, even if you try. Let me ask you a more imaginary question. If you could choose one season to live in all year, which would it be?
If I could choose, I would pick autumn. The weather feels balanced and my energy stays stable.
That's a great example of a conditional, talking about something unreal but possible in imagination.
Exactly. If life were that simple, I'd be very happy.
Same here, but maybe part of what makes seasons special is that they don't last forever.
True, the change itself gives each season meaning.
And reminds us to adapt, just like with language, slowly and naturally.
That brings us to the end of today's episode. Today, we talked all about seasons, from personal preferences and daily habits to activities, memories, emotions, and how seasons may be changing over time.
And remember, speaking well doesn't mean speaking perfectly. When you talk about familiar topics like the weather or seasons in your life, English feels more natural and much less stressful.
Before we finish, let's quickly review some useful vocabulary we covered today, including a few slightly more advanced words. First, season refers to a period of the year with specific weather and activities. For example, autumn is my favorite season because the weather feels comfortable.
We also used routine, which means the things you usually do every day. Example, my routine changes during winter because I stay indoors more.
Another important word is mood, which means how you feel emotionally. Example, rainy days sometimes affect my mood. And energy, which refers to how active or motivated you feel. Example, I have more energy in spring.
We talked about nostalgic, meaning having warm emotional feelings about the past. Example, autumn makes me feel nostalgic about my childhood.
We also introduced climate change, which means long-term changes in weather patterns. Example, climate change is making seasons more unpredictable.
And productivity, which means how effectively you can work or study. Example, I'm more productive when the weather is mild.
We also practiced conditionals, like if I could, I would. For example, if I could live in one season all year, I would choose spring.
Now it's your turn to practice. Try saying 1 or 2 simple sentences about seasons in your life.
You can say them out loud or write them in the comments. Small practice really adds up. For example, I feel more relaxed in autumn. Or, if I could choose one season, I would pick summer.
If you enjoy learning English through calm, natural conversations like this, please like this episode and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us continue creating lessons for busy learners like you.
And don't forget to leave a comment below. Tell us, which season do you enjoy the most and why?
Keep it simple. One honest sentence is more than enough.
Thank you for spending this time with us. Be patient with yourself, trust your progress, and keep practicing, one real sentence at a time.
We'll see you in the next episode.
See you next time.